Today, we're going to take 25 years of sales wisdom and boil it down into a powerful, actionable system for your business.
So, here's the game plan. We're going to walk through the entire sales methodology, from finding those first opportunities all the way to getting consistent, repeatable results. All right, let's dive in.
First things first, we have to understand the core concept, what I like to call the engine room for your business's growth. This is the fundamental rhythm that drives absolutely everything else.
So what is LAPS? Well, it's a super simple acronym that stands for leads, appointments, presentations, and sales. Think of it as the journey opportunity takes, from just a flicker of interest all the way to actual money in the bank. It really is the heartbeat of a growing company.
In this journey, it's incredibly straightforward. It all starts with generating leads. You then convert those leads into solid appointments. From there, you knock it out of the park with a compelling presentation, and boom, you make sales. You see how each step just logically feeds the next one?
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. This is the first and, maybe the most crucial part of this whole engine, creating a steady, reliable stream of qualified opportunities. You just can't make sales without a full pipeline, and this is exactly how you build it.
Think of it like a three-step dance. It starts with getting noticed, usually with short-form content on social media. That content then drives people to your longer stuff, videos, reports, things that actually build trust. And that trust leads to the final step, a clear signal of interest where they take a specific action.
And that signal of interest, that's the magic moment. It's when a prospect moves from just passively watching you to actively engaging with you. When they fill out a form or sign up for a webinar on your site, they've officially raised their hand and become a warm lead for your business.
Okay, so you've got the lead. Now what? You have to book the meeting. And for that, you need this hook pitch. It's a framework you can deliver in just 30 to 45 seconds that communicates all your value. You state your name, connect to something same they already know, highlight your fame, what makes you different, address their pain, state your aim, and then share your bigger game or vision. It's everything they need to hear to say, yes, let's talk.
All right, this is it. This is where you make your money. A great presentation is honestly the biggest difference between a business that's stuck and one that's growing fast. And it's not an improvised speech, it's a structured conversation.
A great sales meeting isn't some kind of magic trick, it's a process. And that process has exactly 10 distinct parts that you have to nail for consistent results. We're going to break them all down right now.
So the very first part of any presentation is discovery. Your only job here is to fill these three baskets with a really deep understanding of your prospect's world, their current situation, the prize or that movie in their mind of a better future, and, of course, all the problems standing in their way.
Now here's what's so interesting about this, and it's what most people get wrong. There's a very deliberate shift in the meeting. You start as a listener, just asking questions filling those three baskets. Only once they're full have you earned the right to shift into the role of the expert, the speaker. And this is absolutely crucial. You don't just jump straight to your product. No. First, you establish your authority by sharing some big picture insights. Then you explain your specific method. And only after you've set that stage do you present your solution as the obvious, logical next step.
And please, always present your solution visually. Think about it. The human brain dedicates over half its power to visual processing. So showing tiered packages like gold, silver, and bronze on a slide makes it super clear for them to see their options and pick what's right for their budget.
So the meeting's over. You're feeling good. But hold on, the work is not done. The follow-up process is where, I promise you, businesses leave a massive amount of money on the table. In fact, you can often double your business just by getting this part right.
You know what most salespeople do? They follow up once, maybe twice, and then they just give up. But persistence, when you do it the right way, is everything. The research is crystal clear on this. You need a structured follow-up plan with at least 7 touch points to really maximize your sales.
And your follow-up strategy, it's not just one thing, right? It evolves. It starts with an intense focus in those first 48 hours. That's the peak commitment window. Then it moves into a broader follow-up window, then a long-term nurture sequence, and way down the line, even reactivation campaigns to bring old leads back to life. Okay, if you remember one thing about follow-up, let it be this. Never, and I mean never, follow up just to check in. Always lead with value. Every single touchpoint needs a real purpose, whether you're sharing a new customer success story, a relevant piece of research, or a special offer. Okay, we've covered a ton, so let's bring it all home. How do we turn all of this into a system? The goal is to make sales a predictable, consistent rhythm in your business, not just a series of random stops and starts. So to really master this whole thing, here are 3 pro tips. First, use modern tools like AI to record and analyze your calls. Figure out what's working. Second, you have to love speed. Follow up on leads instantly. And most importantly, build a rhythm. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It comes from repetition. And on that point about speed, let me be perfectly clear. In sales, speed wins. This idea of waiting around to seem cool is just a myth. If a lead comes in at 10 a.m., you should be following up at 10:01 a.m. The faster you respond, the more sales you will make. Period.
So what this all boils down to is the power of a simple dashboard. You have to track your weekly lapse numbers, your leads, appointments, presentations, and sales. This is what turns an unpredictable process into a consistent engine. This is what gives you the predictability and the confidence that truly fuels growth.
So, that brings us to the big question for you. If your business growth is an engine, which part of your LAP process needs the most fuel right now? By figuring out your weakest link and focusing all your energy there, whether it's leads, appointments, presentations, or sales, you can unlock that next level of predictable success.